I'm hoping that at the end of all this recording that I'm doing, I would have created another YouTube video. So let's just see what's gonna happen. Everyone is human and everyone has emotions too. I just wanted to talk, really. I'm doing this because I want to talk. And there's so many things I want to talk about. Like, where do I even start from? I haven't written like a blog post on my website in a while. If you haven't checked my website out, now would be a good time to. Also, I love the fact that it started off as a blog, and I haven't been like fulfilling that and writing. And I had this idea to write about the feeling of inadequacy, which everybody has experienced and kind of makes you go crazy in certain places. I think I've even had several experiences of this. Like, when the thing is, you see, when you love yourself and you start to be comfortable in your skin, a lot of people who are similar to you start to attract into your life, and you might see them as very awesome, and you're like, oh my god, this person is awesome, oh my god. But you don't realize that you're awesome too, which is why they're in your life, you know? And at first, when you're experiencing that, you start to feel like, maybe self-conscious, or you start to not understand why you're worthy of such happiness and things like that. And over time, you start to then realize that you don't see yourself the way other people see you, and you are a lot greater than what you think you are. I think one of the things I struggle with as a person is the fact that I don't really know how other people perceive me, and I don't know why I'm bothered by it, but it's something that I think about more often than I would like to mention. For example, I have a lot of self-doubt about certain things. So when I go about, or when I have an idea to create something, I first doubt myself, like, are you sure you can do this? Is this really something you can do, Reverend? Maybe you should just forget that idea, like, you can't do it. And then I purposely have to convince myself that you can do anything. Like, if you thought about it, then it's obviously possible. So why do you want to stop yourself from creating something that you just thought about? So I think because I personally doubt myself a lot, it makes me not see myself as, positive, or I don't give myself positive labels the way other people would. So I don't appreciate myself the way other people appreciate me. And it makes me very wary of people, because I start to like have trust issues. So it's like, you're telling me that I am this, but I don't know that I am this. I don't feel like I am this. So are you sure you are saying the truth? There have been times in my lifetime where it's really affected me, and I've not been able to, it's been crippling. My self-doubt is very crippling sometimes. But the positive thing about it is I have learned not to let my self-doubt stop me from doing anything. I've learned not to let it cripple me, because giving into fear is like the beginning of the end. Because once you've been able to, or once fear comes into your life and you just say, yes, come in, it's fine, I'm going to be afraid of everything, I'm just going to die afraid, you're not really going to experience what it's like to be outside of your comfort zone. You're never going to, experience all the possibilities that you were born to discover. And you wouldn't even know the extent to your own strength, the extent to your own abilities, and the things that you can create with your own fingers, We're all magicians. We're all born to be somebody. So don't let fear stop you I also worry that I'm a terrible friend. I worry that I don't know how to keep in touch, because I'm the sort of person that, like, when I have my own stuff that I'm dealing with, I disappear off the face of the planet. Like, you wouldn't even know where I am. And then when I've dealt with it all and, you know, I'm ready to socialize again, you're gonna see me out there and I'm gonna be like, man, this and this and this and this and this happened to me, and I didn't even realize that all of this could happen to me. And I was just like, can you believe that all of this happened to me? And I was like, you know what? How have you been, by the way? That's how I am as a person. But the thing about it is my friends are always on my mind. And I think people have different ways that they like to keep in touch as friends. Some people wouldn't feel cared about if you don't call them every day. Some people wouldn't feel cared about if you don't text them every other day. And, you know, some people are just okay with not hearing from you for days because they understand that you're going through it, and when we talk, we're gonna catch up on everything. And I think the third, not to reduce the value of those other kinds of communication, but I think the third, if you have a friend that you can not talk to for days and still be able to like communicate with as if nothing happened, or as if, you know, as if you'd never stopped talking, I think that is where true friendship is. And I found that a lot of my friends are like that now. And I really appreciate it because I think they understand the kind of person I am. And because I feel they understand me, it makes me feel cared for and loved, even if it's like from a distance. Don't let the world fool you into believing that life is meant to be perfect and everything is meant to just align and you're just meant to be happy all the time, and if you're rich you're gonna be amazing and everything's gonna just work in your favor. And no, it's not that way. And I can tell you that probably the richest people are the most stressed people in the world, because they have to maintain whatever livelihood that they have created for themselves in order to maintain that level of richness that they have. And it's never easy, okay? It's never easy at all. And I feel that influencers and people who you know, a lot of people look up to should be more forthcoming with the struggles that they go through, so that we don't, you know, believe the facade. It's good for our mental health as well, and you know, it just makes you feel, yes, it humanizes people, and it makes you feel like, yes, you know, it's not all glitz and glamour and gold. I've come to terms with the fact that happiness is not something to aspire to, because when you kind of like aspire to it, you know, when you have your down days and your sad days and your doubtful days, you're gonna be feeling like life is fucked up. Why do I have to deal with all of this life? Why? Some days you're gonna wake up and from the first minute that you've woken up, everything bad that could possibly happen would happen, except dying, of course. Some days you're gonna be so happy. You're just gonna wake up with a smile on your face and you're just gonna take life as the beautiful bundle of roses that it is. Some days are just gonna be meh, you know, you're just gonna be doing what you usually do, and then the day's gonna end and it's like, well, time for tomorrow. But every day is gonna be different. And I think when we start to aspire to happiness, it starts to feel worse. It starts to feel a lot more terrible, because you're never going to have a month full of happy days. One day is going to be bad. It's never going to be that way. So I think if we're able to just acknowledge the fact that life is not predictable, we will be fine. The one thing that kind of makes or that creates the disparity between the people who, allow setbacks to set them back and the people who take setbacks as learning curves is your attitude to life. We need to be positive about everything. Just be positive, Electricity. I think we will be a lot happier if we decide to exist. Just live life and allow life to live you. Except when you are setting your goals, because I don't see goal setting as predictions. I see goal setting as creating the essence of what your life is going to be in the future. And it's something that you work towards, because life is unpredictable. But when we have positive thoughts and we kind of, project positivity into our lives, it might not happen on a, small scale, on a daily, day-to-day basis, but overall and over time, your life would start to come together as this nice little cushion that protects you from all the negative things that you had been seeing before, all the harsh things that you were experiencing before, but now is sort of a reflection of what you created in your mind. So I would urge people, especially people who are young, to set goals while you can and stick to them, because that's how true happiness, or a true understanding of what happiness is, happiness with where you are in your life, that's where you will start to achieve it. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. Leave suggestions as well about what I should talk about next. Thank you. Bye. Visit my website. Bye.